Hello, Mark Crossfield here. Today we are reviewing Game Golf. So this is a digital tracking system from Game Golf, allowing you to keep kind of PGA Tour stats of your round, how far you're hitting your drives, how many fairways you're hitting, how many greens in regulation, how many putts you're having, average drive, shortest drive, longest drive, loads of stats, all in this neat little device. Let's give this a review and show you guys exactly why I think Game Golf is possibly one of the best teaching aids to have ever happened to golf for normal guys like you and I. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, Game Golf, amazing system. It's a digital tracking system. When you open the box up, you get one of these little devices here that kind of clips onto your belt. People wear it at the back here, or kind of onto your pocket, wherever you want it to be really. Then you also get in there a little USB cable, connects this to your computer. You get a little carry pouch, and you also get lots of these little red discs. Now these discs go in the top of each one of your golf clubs. Each disc is assigned to a golf club. Doesn't matter what golf clubs you use, you can tell the software on the website what disc. So if you've got a hybrid, 3 hybrids or 4 hybrids, all 7 hybrids, doesn't matter, all different lofts, you can tell each disc what club it's going into as such. Now each one of those discs at the top of each one of your clubs, whenever you hit a shot, you literally just touch that to that, and it begins to tag your round. So it begins to, it GPSes you, it sees where you are on the tee, sees where you are in the world playing. It shows you how far you've hit your drive, because when you get to your next shot and you stand by your ball and you tag your next shot, it knows the distance you've gone. So it's mapping you round the golf course. This has to be one of the cleverest devices I think I've used in years. I've played 2 rounds of Game Golf, which you're going to see in course vlogs coming up shortly. I played East Sussex National on a Your Golf travel trip with Rory and Matthew Lockie. Now I played 2 days of Game Golf, and my experience of it was really interesting. Day 1, it was raining, so we're in and out of waterproofs. We were filming as well. I barely remember to tag any of my shots. So I think I tagged 2 or 3 holes in total. I just kept forgetting to press the end of my club to this thing on my belt, if it was even on my belt, because it was in my pocket. Sometimes I was putting waterproofs on and off. It was really hard. I was thinking this isn't going to work, because it's so hard to remember in your process to do this. Now day 2, the weather was there was no rain, so we had a better day's weather. I tagged every shot. I totally remembered from the holes that I had done on day 1, so the information I'd got from day 1, it really made me want to do day 2, because I wanted to map my whole round. And the reason I wanted to map my whole round is I wanted to learn a bit more about my game. Now you've got to remember, I played golf for years, so you'd think I'd know everything about my own game, but it taught me some things which I kind of knew, but it really hammered them home, and it was very interesting. This is what leads me on to say the statement I said at the start about, I think this has to be one of the best teaching aids ever, of all time. To give you an idea of some of the stats I was getting, I was learning that if I want to hit fairway, so I'm just hitting a driver and I want to just kind of knock it down there and hit fairway, I was hitting about 255. Now, if I wanted to hit one with a bit more room and send it out there, I got one up to 309 and 289, so I was getting it nearer 300 yards. So it was a real interesting kind of contrast in how far my driver actually goes, subject to the situation I'm in. In this day and age where we're so used to hitting balls on launch monitors and having lessons on launch monitors and getting fit on launch monitors, you give me a range, an open range, and just get me hitting drivers. I can hit my drive X distances. Anyone who watches the videos, I'm often carrying it 270, 265, 270. But what was really interesting when I got on the golf course and I had to find target, or it was the first hole compared to the 16th, it was a left to right moving hole, right to left moving hole, I was hitting my drives very different distances. Now that is priceless for me, because if I'm playing in a tournament and it's a 250-yard bunker and it's the first hole, I'm going to think, right, I might not get over it on the first, or I have to go for it a bit more because I hit my standard kind of plod down there, find the fairway drive. I might not make that carry. You know, it was educating me about my game in ways that I'd never really seen, which are amazing. Another stat I found really interesting, I only hit 50% of the fairways on the 3 holes and then about the 12 holes of day 2, which you'll see in future videos. And what happened is I even come away from those days thinking I didn't drive the ball that great. I drove it okay, but not as straight as I normally do. It actually didn't make any difference to my score. I didn't drop shots when I missed the fairway because I wasn't missing by far enough. I could still get it on the green in regulation often. My 4-iron, on the other hand, on day 2, I think I dropped 3 shots. On the 2 days, I hit 4-iron 3 times, and I had a par on one with a chip and putt, a bogey on another, and a double bogey on another. So my 4-iron was completely costing me shots. My putts were about where I wanted them to be. I think with inside 100 yards, I was about where I wanted to be as well. I was kind of getting up and down a good amount of times. So it really started to highlight parts of my game which I'd never really focused on in such detail, and that's where Game Golf could help you guys out so much. I think it can help golf coaches out, and I definitely think it can help you amateurs out. The amount of lessons I get who come to me and I say, right, what we're working on today, and it's so obvious they don't really know what they need to work on to lower their handicap. So obviously they might not know what they need to work on in their swing, that's why they've come for a lesson. But they don't know if it's a driver or a 5-iron or a medium iron or a short iron. They think, but then when we test, often it shows that that's not really the biggest kind of loss in their game. And this is where Game Golf, for people like that, it's going to completely transform their knowledge of their game. So when they're missing fairways, are they dropping shots? When they've got 6-irons into greens, or kind of 8-irons, 9-irons, 6-irons, 7-irons into greens, are they missing greens and dropping shots? They're going to learn some really interesting stats, PGA Tour kind of style stats, like you get, you know, greens in regulation, longest drive, shortest drive, all those kind of things that they've never seen about their game. I'm going to certainly start using this with some of my students who come to me on a regular basis, get them to go out and play and make sure we're working on the right things. You want to think about getting this device. It's honestly, it's one of the best things I think I've ever used. And I'm going to be trying to use it in every course vlog I do going on, as long as it fits into the filming process, and trying to give you guys some stats about my game. A couple of other interesting ones. Well, another really interesting stat that I saw when I played in just one of the full rounds I played, I hit my 3-wood on one hole 257, and I hit my driver on the same course, but on an early hole 255. It's just, when you put slope, winds, run, situations in there, there are so much more we could learn about our games, and this is something where Game Golf, this little device, I think is going to transform golf for so many people. Look guys, post comments down below, love to hear what you've got to say. Is this something you're interested in or not? I think for so many of you it will just totally enlighten you about your games. For me, it was really interesting to see the contrast in the length of drives I hit, from trying to find fairway to just try and hit it hard. It also started to make me realise, maybe on par 5s where there's a bit of room, if I can get one out there 300 yards, say on a 500 or 530 yard par 5, having 200 yards in is going to be so much better than hitting that kind of patty one down the middle of the fairway 250 and then having 280 in. So I can really see where you kind of Bubbers, Tigers, Rorys as well, when they get on holes where they feel they can boom it, that advantage is there. Now lots of you will have the same advantages. You can hit a driver harder or softer, I'm sure you can, when you play. This system, Game Golf, is going to allow me to really try and manage when I'm going to step on one or try and just find fairway, subject to those kind of different distances. That's just one of the many kind of things it taught me about my game. Post comments down below, love to hear. Thanks for watching guys. Game Golf, go and check it out. It's a website, it's a device that you buy. Go on their website and check out the prices. It's obviously in different countries, it's the dollars and the pounds and what have you, but something that will really help your golf game. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Hello, Mark Crossfield here. Today we are reviewing Game Golf. So this is a digital tracking system from Game Golf, allowing you to keep kind of PGA Tour stats of your round, how far you're hitting your drives, how many fairways you're hitting, how many greens in regulation, how many putts you're having, average drive, shortest drive, longest drive, loads of stats, all in this neat little device. Let's give this a review and show you guys exactly why I think Game Golf is possibly one of the best teaching aids to have ever happened to golf for normal guys like you and I. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, Game Golf, amazing system. It's a digital tracking system. When you open the box up, you get one of these little devices here that kind of clips onto your belt. People wear it at the back here, or kind